Hi everybody, it's Annette from The Art of Intuition. And today we are going to talk about opportunity knocking. Does opportunity really knock? First off, I want to invite everybody to come over and join us on Substack. We opened up our membership over there on the 11th. So there's different tiers. There's a free tier and a couple different paid tiers. It's a lot of fun. We're populating it now, so we have a lot of content going up. We're doing some ascension cards. Some of my ascension card deck's going to be over there. I'm going to throw some up for different days. Writings and we'll probably do some dream chatting. We can talk about our dreams, what everyone's dreaming about. See if maybe we can get into some collective themes over there. All my lives are going to be over there. I'm probably going to try my first live over there after Christmas. I might test one before. See how it works. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. But super fun. So I invite everyone to come over and join us. The link will be in the description below. I'll make sure I put that in there. But it is Activate My Soul. So it's easy to remember, and that's going to be our membership page. Okay. Now, public service announcement is over. Does opportunity knock? This kind of continues my series on sayings we have. Why do we have these sayings? Sorry, the cat jumped on the table, shook the camera. Now he's gonna continue to do it. All right, I think he's settled now. All right, and we continue with the theme of me not editing these, so we're gonna keep rolling. Just like our ascension journey, we just keep on rolling. We just keep on going with it. Okay, where was that? Oh, opportunity knocking. I was watching the show Welcome to Derry. I didn't watch the whole thing. I just kind of watched the last one actually. There's a line in there where they were talking about, this guy and his connection to the spiritual realm, and someone said the line, when one door opens, another door has to close, right? And I thought that'd be a good topic, and it kind of ties into opportunity knocking, right? Now, in our human realities, we wait for a door to open before we close another door. That is how we're programmed. It's in our DNA. It is not in our DNA to run willy-nilly into the abyss with no open doors, with no window, everything clouded. We're not sure where we're going to go. That is not what we do, okay? So we wait for a door to open. And so I would say this is the human way we look at it, right? We wait for that door to open, and then we're going to quietly close the other door. But honestly, we don't even like to close the other door. We like to leave it a little bit open, just in case. We're going to put a little stopper in it, because our human consciousness does not want to actually close anything out. It kind of goes into the other saying, don't burn bridges, right? But it kind of in a different way. Humans never really burn a bridge. Because we never really believe, let me put this another way. Energetically, unless we close out something in its highest consciousness we can close it out in, we can't actually burn anything down. We don't have the capacity to burn anything down, because the energetic through line is still there. So we might not get the same reality, because we'll be like, oh no, I burned that bridge. You can't torch it. Your human consciousness cannot burn a bridge, okay? You have no capacity to do it. So stop trying to do it. You can say you did, make yourself feel better. You didn't burn shit down, okay? You can't burn it down. Only your ascended consciousness, only your ascended aspects can actually burn anything down. You cannot burn anything down in a human consciousness. What you do is you might put a little smoke on it, put a little crack in the door, but energetically it's going to come back, because we don't know how to close anything out, right? That's why that whole saying I thought was just kind of funny, because that's how we look at it. That's a very human way to look at something. We're going to open this door, and then we're going to run back. We're going to close this door as soon as this one's open. Kind of like some Indiana Jones shit, running back and forth between the doors. It's not going to work like that. We cannot physically go into anything new with anything old open. All you're going to do is get a repeat. You're going to get an offshoot of the same thing again. You cannot get something new, because you have not closed out the energy of the old. So you're just going to get a retread. You're going to get a rerun. You're going to get a sequel. Will it be higher in frequency? Yes, it'll tick up. Even on our human consciousness, we tick up. We just don't tick up very fast. Because we're too limited by our lower body vibration to tick up super fast. So we don't really go really quick, right? So what's going to happen is we have to close out the old, and we have to really look at the old and close it out in our highest place we can close it out in. And for a while, that might be just pulling that door shut, because we don't really know how to do it. Right now, does that 100% close it out? Not really. Kind of put a pin in it. Maybe a better way to explain that would be almost like just leaving it cracked. It's not kind of like a doorstop, but it's a teeny little crack. Or we almost leave it unlocked. That might be a better metaphor, since we're going metaphors today. We kind of leave it unlocked because we can close it, but we don't know really how to lock it. We don't know how to say, no, that's it. Because we don't have the consciousness to do that yet. So there are going to be some times your guidance is going to tell you, you know, to do something that seems kind of out there. You know, can we really trust that guidance when we get it and we seem so counterintuitive? Like if you've been watching all these videos about how to close the reality down and how do we do it in our highest, and then all of a sudden your guidance tells you just walk away from that shit. You don't know enough yet to close it down. Don't worry about it. You know, we'll come back to it. No one's going to close out your stuff for you. No one's going to deal with your own stuff for you. So it'll be there when you get back to it. Whether it's with this person or someone that very energetically similar, the themes are going to be the same. Remember, it's the theme. It's the energetic theme that we're dealing with now. It's not the thing. The thing is just what you have created to deal with the theme, okay? It's the dressing you put around it, but that's really not what's important here in a sense. So if we can establish that we have to open the new door. Okay, so how do we know when to? Does opportunity really knock? 6 minutes into the video, we're getting back to it. Does opportunity really knock? Not the way you think it's going to, okay? It's not going to be this loud ass banging on the door that's going to be like somebody out there with a fruit basket and a Mega Millions dollar ticket and telling you how great everything is going to be with this new opportunity, okay? That is not how your universe knocks on your door, okay? Normally, what your universe is going to do is it is going to do a very subtle pushes in one direction by sometimes pushing you out of the other direction. You know, I see a lot of people saying I'm waiting for this to close out or blah, blah, blah. What are the signs it's closing out? When you don't feel comfortable somewhere anymore, it's no fun anymore. The enjoyment's gone and you're going there out of obligation. It's trying to close out. You know, it's trying to push you out. You know, opportunity, it's going to get you coming and going in our higher realities. It's going to push you into the next one. But it's not going to be with the people you think. It's not going to be the way you think. It's not going to be some glorified human reality. It's not going to look like that. And when you're waiting for that opportunity to come, because it's got to be a certain way, it's not going to have restrictions on it. It's going to kind of be open-ended. You know, it's going to be this very open-ended thing. You know, what makes this an opportunity? You know, it's almost like it's subtly knocking at your door. And a lot of times that might start in your dream door. You know, the dream door, you have like a dream pathway in the base of your skull. Some people call it the dream gate. You can tap on it. Some people kind of, you know, you can tap on it. Some people might do like, you know, trace little circles around it clockwise. I mean, there's a lot of different things people do. Do what you feel guided to do to kind of open it up. But, you know, that's where you're going to get the opportunity knocking. It's going to be knocking at your dream door first, and it might just be showing you that this is not aligned anymore. But this opportunity can't come in until this closes out. It's almost like opportunity is whispering. You know, it's whispering to you. You got to go this way. There's nothing here for you the other way anymore. You know, and you already know that. And that's kind of the funniest thing. When you talk to anybody about any big shifts in realities, 9 out of 10 will say they knew it. On a conscious level, they knew it. And the other people knew it unconsciously. They just didn't realize they knew it. You're never going to get a surprise. You just didn't look at the signs. And I can speak from my own, I didn't look at the signs for a lot of realities. When they crumbled down, I was like surprised, but every sign showed me that. Every sign showed me it was going to close out. I just didn't want to see it. I did not want it to. I wanted to spend more time with that person. I wanted to spend more time with certain people. I wanted to be in a certain place. I didn't want to come to it, work out different karma, ancestral karma, bloodline karma. A lot of that stuff has to do with their blood family. That's a lot of goop to get into that a lot of us don't want to get into. But since we're at Christmas time and a lot of people are going into those realities, it's probably a good time to start to talk about it. You know, this is, and if you only go and kind of, a lot of people kind of avoid that, right? They avoid, and that is an opportunity, and that's probably the flip of this. opportunity is an opportunity to clear something. It might not be the opportunity to go on your dream vacation. Opportunities are different here. You got to look at what are you trying to do. One opportunity is going to lead to the next opportunity. One reality leads to the next one. Some are gateway realities to the next reality. They're not, it's not as linear as we want to put it, as this is the opportunity I'm waiting for. There's going to be a zillion opportunities. Which one is highest aligned? Which one makes the most sense for you to go to? Which one are you being pushed toward? And when I say push toward, because for a while we don't really feel we're getting pulled toward it. We feel like our universe is almost like pushing us toward it, and we have our heels dug in and we don't want to go. You know, we just don't want to go farther. We don't want to see it. We don't want to know what it is. We don't want to keep going. We never want to keep going, because if we keep going, then all of a sudden we're going to be in this place that we are not ready to deal with it, or we don't feel like we're ready to deal with it. That's why a lot of people only will go and deal with blood families so many hours of the day or so many days of the year. And that's why nothing really gets worked through. A lot of this stuff gets carried over generation and generation and generation, because nothing ever gets cleared. Because nobody wants to take the time to do it. Our human does not want to take the time to clear the ancestral karma, clear the roles, flip everything on its head, and really get into a lot of these realities. We just don't want to do it. So yes, opportunity is going to knock, but it is not going to be the way you think, and it's going to be a quiet knock. You know, and it might not look like an opportunity for your human. It might look like a drudgery. It might look like a punishment, you know, because our human's like, oh, I don't want to do that one. You know, I don't want to, how can you say that's an opportunity? And we have to start looking at everything as an opportunity to do something else, to go a different way, to, you know, cut your own path. You know, it's not going to be what our humans looked at and said, oh yeah, that's the way I should go. Yeah, you know, that's what I should do. It's always going to look different. So if you're waiting for that loud smash at the door, it's going to be a human thing knocking, not high aligned opportunity knocking. It's just going to be an offshoot of the same one. And it's really important we understand that. You cannot keep old stuff going and expect anything really new to come in. It's going to be the same old stuff. It's not going to be anything new. It's going to look the same. You know, even if it looks different energetically, it is the same. We have to give things time to reset. We have to start looking for that subtle knock. You know, I would always, when I was kind of lost, I would go to sleep and I'd be like, okay, in my dream state, I was like, let's show me. You know, what am I supposed to go toward next? What is the next thing? And for a while, that was my connection. And with the dream state, because I was in a higher consciousness there, I could connect more there. And then after a while, your waking state becomes a very high state. And you don't so much have to go into the dream state to see things, but you're still always going to have a higher consciousness in the dream state, because you're not hampered by body consciousness vibration, which is always going to be lower than your consciousness vibration outside the body. It's always going to be. The body does hamper it. It's just so much in the body we have to clear. And then the collectives have to clear it. So as we go into 2026, I hate to date anything, but it doesn't really matter. We could be going into 2027, 2028. Some people might have already quantum jumped to 2029. It does not matter. I know the weather here has jumped to January because we're getting snow. We're getting snow in early December, which is unheard of, really, in you know, here anyway. All right, I think that about knocks it up. So it doesn't matter what year you're going into. It doesn't matter what time of year it is. I just say that now because our new templates came in. It always come in around the Lion's Gate. We know what has to go. We start getting glimpses of what our focus is going to be and what's not going to be around for the next year very much. But remember, our years aren't linear in a sense. We might have boots in the ground to do everything we're supposed to do by March. We might finish it by summer, majority of it. We get the new template in, and then we might be kind of finishing things up into the next year. I might be finishing some stuff up into January, February of my 2025 template. Doesn't mean I haven't already started anchoring in the consciousness of my 2026. You know, so remember, it's not we do one and then the other. We're doing a lot of stuff at one time. That's quantum. That's multidimensionality. That's what that is. So, okay. We're going to leave you there. Keep practicing the art of intuition.